This here's a update on the 86 K5 Blazer. Last time I was over there, the Trans Ams are now. Trans Am was here, and this is where the Grand Prix is. Got the transmission, everything in. Transmission works really good. Trans case works good. So now I'm working on the suspension. I got the front housing out, all out, and I'm putting a 3-inch suspension lift kit in it. So these old springs here are going to be going. I'm just trying to get everything apart. I just had to split it with the ball joint splitter, my tie rod end, or the drag link, and hook my sway bar right there, and hook the shock. I'm going to have shock. I'm going to have a brake line extension for the lift kit, and there's the housing. Housing's actually in really good shape. I was able to get that out. That turned out. Those are sometimes hard to get turned out. And yeah, the other one turned out too. I just had it out. It's got 342s in it. Carrier and everything looks to be in really good shape. So I'll probably be taking that apart. I'm going to be putting new seals. I'm going to be painting this whole housing. New seals. I'm going to put a new pinion seal in the front just to make sure, and just put everything all in new all at once, so then it doesn't have to be taken apart down the road. It didn't go good for the back end. The back end, it's really kind of hard to tell, but my pin and my carrier, my pin all wore out, and my spider gears are all real floppy, and they all went real shitty. You can kind of tell they're all, the pin wore real bad, and then the small cogs, spider gear, it all wore the actual side of the casing, and it just wore everything right the fuck out. And that's the housing. That housing's still up in there. I am going to be taking that out, cleaning it, painting it. I got to get rid of these old rusted springs, try to get those bolts out. I got PPB on them right now, and yeah, oh, lots of fun. My axles are in really good shape. My spline at the end is really good, so probably be using them. Going to clean them up. Brakes, I got all new brakes. I cleaned up one dust shield. This here's a rear end I got from a buddy. It's got a locker in it, so I want to be taking my ring gear and pinion out of that rear end. My 342s that match my front. This only has 308s. Take the locker, put it on that, put that ring gear on that carrier with that locker, put it all back in the truck, so it's a whole locking posi. I first thought that my truck originally had posi in it, but what was happening was my cogs were going sideways and jamming, and then it was acting like a posi. But yeah, that's just a pretty quick update on the truck. It's kind of at a halt right now. I'm waiting. I got all my ball joints and everything today to put into that unit, and those ball joints, I'm just going to imagine the bullshit time I'm going to have getting those out. And my axles, I don't know if you can tell, but yeah, the U-joint is completely beat right the fuck out of it. And my spindles, I got all new seals, and the little tiny roller bearing in there for both sides. There's my drums, which for some reason you can't order any more drums for my truck. You have to order the real expensive ones. These ones here, I don't know what they were. They were like 80 bucks each, and they had a really hard time getting them, which I don't understand because these trucks are so friggin' common. So yeah, so next thing would be to get that front housing all cleaned up, start slapping the new seals and everything, then the rear end, put it all together, get everything again, the carrier and stuff, and then finally get this thing done. Yeah, actually everything went straightforward. Everything came apart pretty easy. Like this thing here, it was in salt water because it was used to take a boat in and out, but luckily everything came apart good, and everything's being replaced all brand new, so never have trouble again. And I also realized that this my front well, I don't know what it would be called, like a drag link or whatever, that goes from my driver's side to my passenger side to move my spindles.
This is actually off of a 76 to 80, and this truck's an 86. So I'm also thinking that this whole front housing has been replaced at one time. See, this truck came from Florida, so it could have been in an accident or something. But in an 86, see this here, it's got an adjusting side. An 86 has an adjusting side on both sides. This other end is a solid end. So that's how I realized. So yeah, that's just a quick update on the K5 Blazer.